Auto ist sauber.
Heck! Egal, du steigst. Ja. Nein. Leg's out.
Lang?
Gut, Ansitz.
Ja, ist schnell.
Rausgehen.
Gleich lang!
Geht's ja noch? What?
14.
14 und die gleiche Länge oder was?
Hä? Das hast du Johann sein gehabt. Johann sein?
360.
Ja.
Aber er bremst ja am Schluss.
Ja.
Ich glaube, zur Zeit kommt er
380.
360.
Hey Andi, die Miri hat mir ein Video geschickt wegen Haltung. Jetzt musst du das mal schnell anschauen. Also du stehst so an einem Mann, dann gehst du wie so ein bisschen ins hohle Kreuz und dann tust du die Hände hinten an die Wand, also das ist so weit hinten. Und dann tust du den Rücken flach am Boden. Und wenn du die Hände kannst hinten, also Ellbogen und die Hände kannst hinten behalten, so im 90 Grad Winkel, dann hast du kein Problem mit der Haltung. Und dann denke ich einfach so, hä, aber ich kann ja trotzdem da stehen wie der Ballon. Jetzt komme ich wieder raus. Ja, und jetzt der Rücken flacher dran. Weißt du? Bei mir ist es. Ja, ich bin leicht, aber bei mir ist es überhaupt nicht schwierig.
Ich brauche ein bisschen, glaube ich.
Ja. Wir gehen so da.
Aber ist gut.
Weißt du, das Schlimmste ist, alle haben das Gefühl, ich bin so groß, aber wenn ich ehrlich mit Rad anstehe, bin ich immer noch viel grösser. Das zählt eben gar nicht. Naja, kein Problem, bis ich das einfach, dass ich so da stehe. Aber Rücken denkt so nicht mehr.
Gut.
Das ist halt dann so.
Gut.
Ja. Ah, schon. Ja. Nein, ich habe kein Problem. Ja. Verrückt finde ich auch, dass er zweimal das Heckfeld geschaltet hat. Was? Das wird zweimal gefahren. Jetzt brauchst du für mehr als 4 Fuß. Wir haben 2 und 4 Fuß.
Aktiv? Ist gut.
8, oder?
Na, es geht 37.
Wir haben 4.
So, du, ich glaube schon, oder?
Na, schon ein bisschen.
Seht ihr, wie schlecht ist der? 15,3.
Yep.
Really good. Schade, einmal bist du.
Nice.
Wir sind.
gell? Got it. Not my first time.
37. Hab ich.
Das dürfte Roddy-Band sein, oder? Aufs Wahlen. Ja, ist sogar so. Na, doch nicht. Nein.
Der Jack war es, glaube ich.
Hätte mir so gut sein, dass sie noch ein weiterkommt. Sie könnten eben noch im Dreierpool reinkommen, wenn sie gewinnen und der Wagen verliert. Vielleicht sind sie jetzt gerade ausgeschieden.
Sauber, Mann. Ja, ich bin ja das Firma noch nicht gehabt, das Turnier.
Zweimal das Haus getroffen.
Das ist schon viel. Das ist Wachs, ja.
Zweimal einen Vierfuß getroffen.
Wer? Wobei Preisbein Robert war es. Jonas, einer war 14 Uhr. Einer war 15 Uhr.
Ja, wie gestern.
Schauen wir, ob sich's verändert. Aber für Seiten her ist eigentlich echt ähnlich gelaufen, oder?
Ja. War beides aus bis 2008, oder?
Da war mehr. Ja, der ist ja echt weg, gell? Ja. Aber Mitte 12 würde eigentlich, wenn man drauf ist, passen, sein vielleicht. Okay. Ja. Ja.
Ja gut, floated. Und dann Tony.
Unsere Practice Shots sind schon immer geil.
Johann spielt aber kein 360er.
15-3.
Ich spiele mit 4-0, das ist die gleiche Länge.
Ja, okay.
Da will man echt nicht mehr ausgehen.
Ja, lang ist er nicht.
Ich will mal bei mir auch nicht zu viel geben. Ein Drittel.
Mann, der klingt nicht für euch, das sage ich euch gleich.
Gute Länge gewesen. Darf weniger ist. Ein bisschen mehr.
Und gibt weniger ist.
Ja. Die Männer spielen ganz anders als wir. Was? Ja.
14,7.
Gib dem Andi einen Stein weniger ein. Ja, ich denke so.
Schweizer Armee.
Ah ja. Jetzt wissen wir es.
Ja?
Schon, ja.
Alter.
Jetzt wissen wir, wie es
I
läuft.
think it's from day to day only straight. super.
Und wir scheißen uns jahrelang wegen der Abgabe. Aber er curlt jetzt. Ja, er curlt jetzt trotzdem halt.
15-0. 15-0. Genau die. Yep. Nice.
Passt schon, Mann, da.
Really good. Great throw.
Sicher.
Ja,
Lieber
lieber mal einen.
übrigens.
Vorne
Ja,
dran.
das
als in
Joke
der
ist.
Vier.
Nie wieder hören, dass wir Geld
Ich habe gedacht, ich spiele den ersten Mal so lange, dass ich den zweiten muss kürzer spielen und die Frage ist, ob ich gleich lang spielen kann.
auf das
Streambone.
Jetzt zwickert er. Nur gut. Echt gut.
Ja, mach schau mal.
Stoffager.
Ha?
Die ganze Schweizer CZK. Die Männer sind sicher schon im Finale, oder?
Na, die haben alles verloren gegen China.
Stimmt.
Was? 15-0 sind die nicht schlecht, 15,5 auch gut. Der 15-0 ist ungewischt gewesen. Ja. Fünfte.
So, das ist gar kein Chelsea-Janker.
Wird's aber nicht schlecht.
Aber dann hat ja wieder Waddle auch so einen, oder?
Ja, ja.
Ich habe überlegt, dass der ein Chelsea-Janker oder
Real Madrid. Chelsea schaut ganz anders aus.
Real Madrid, ja, ich kenne mich nicht aus.
Ah, ein bisschen verstoppt. Das ist schon Wachs. Die kennen das. Die machen das nicht zum ersten Mal.
Nice, gut gewischt. So. 15 Uhr.
Schön Spiel. Schön Spiel. Schön Spiel.
Gut Spiel.
Schön Spiel.
Gutes Spiel. Gutes Spiel. Gutes Spiel.
Ja, Mann, da.
Was hat der Kopf?
Jetzt hauen wir uns nochmal gescheit.
Oder 15 Uhr.
Jetzt hauen wir uns nochmal gescheit ein.
Ah, ich denke, du bist da. 15 Uhr habe ich eh noch ungewischt erwartet. Ja. Ich bin überrascht gewesen, als ihr beide noch gewusst
Wer
habt.
holt das Anfänger?
Defensiv. Ja, das kann er das Spiel. Defensiv. Erstens Haus.
Ja.
Okay.
Echt? Kann man das nochmal messen? Am ersten ins Haus, oder? Ja, bei der Guard spielen, glaube ich.
Good morning. Once again from the Deer Centre in Perth for further live coverage of the 2025 Perth Masters sponsored by Mercure Hotels. It's been a privilege to bring so many great matches to you over the course of the weekend, and this one should be no exception. This should be a cracker. Two neighbouring countries always fosters a little bit of an atmosphere. So we have Austria versus Switzerland, Matthias Jenner versus Michael Brunner in the last game in the groups before the playoffs start. So this should be a good game. Two experienced teams, both doing well in world terms now. And much to play for, particularly for the Brunner team. They can proceed on to the quarterfinals, which start tonight. So they made their experience pay. They won the hammer, right to go second. So it will be Team Jenner to get us going. This is Florian Mavic leading us off. My name's Alan Chalmers. Alongside me,
Oh, Linie ist
our
gut!
Supremo, David Hay. Morning, David.
Morning, Alan. Should be a good game, as you say.
Linie!
got a up-and-coming team from Austria, Team Jenner, done well the last couple of years. Came to this same venue to play in the European B division last November. Put up our November 23 it was. Put up a great showing, actually losing the gold medal game to England at the end of the day. But they went on to the Europeans this year and had a great run there and qualified for the Worlds. So they're very much on the way up, Alan, and a team who have struggled a little this week, but it's all about experience. And it's going to be a tough game today for Brunner, who lies 12th in the world, but a lot more experience and actually playing his 12th event of the season, which is a lot of curling.
Yeah, the Jenner team did very well. Went, as you say, came E to A, and then have actually qualified for Worlds. So this will be a big step up. So playing this calibre of event is great for their learning points as well. It might be disappointed that they've not performed quite as well as they would like, but so long as they take that back onto their next event, because men's Worlds will not be an easy ride.
Yeah, exactly. It's a marathon, not a sprint for them. We're coming from their previous level of curling. It's a big step up to play from the B division then into the A's, where they did well to get some good wins at the Europeans.
Yep, finished 7th overall, ahead of the Klima Czech Republic team, much more experienced team. The Gooskens team from the Netherlands, very experienced, finished above them into that world berth. And it's interesting to see that little rise again. German curling, Austrian curling coming back. It was some fallow times, but this Austrian team, pretty young as well, fighting their way back up the ladder.
From Kitzbühel, I believe, which is one of their great winter sports centres.
So KG first end, stones in play, just being removed. Trading blows, nothing too adventurous by either team so far.
Fairly open Alan, Brunner with the hammer. Not trying anything at this first end. I'm hoping to roll over and get the hammer for the even ends.
First little mistake there, hit and roll out, so we'll see what Brunner's attacking intentions are here now. There we go. We'll try and put the delayed corner on.
This is their 4th game for these teams in the round robin, sections of 5. So they're well used to the ice now. They should be able to call an aggressive game, get the corner guards up and get some stones in play. Did you commentate on any of their games at the European?
No, they were on one of the games, it wasn't one of mine. So I don't have any scouting on you, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. Brunner had a successful season though. He's had a first place in the World Curling Tour Takeout Trophy in Switzerland, and then a second in the STU Cells in Canada. And he's had three semi-finals at the European Super Series, the Okotoks Classic in Canada, and then Karazawa. So he's well travelled from Japan to Canada to Scotland.
Yeah, that trip to Karazawa just before Christmas wouldn't have been straight from, some teams went straight from Canada out to Switzerland around the world.
Austrian boys a little bit light with that win. They were hoping to get into the rings. They weren't taking on the corner guard. They were drawing into the open. So a chance here for Brunner to make his first move.
Yeah, good chance to use this corner.
Good curl, nice here, Alan. Got a good finish here. Getting tight to the guard there, and you can see he's fully buried, plus in the top of the 12 foot. Gives you some idea. If that had been tee high, it was going to be completely an open if it come past
showing its nose out the other side, wouldn't it? No, I don't think there's any complaints, but I expect there's no complaints about the ice all week, David. You'll be closer to the players, but there shouldn't be any complaints, put it that way. The ice has been swinging in late swings and pretty quick. You know, this will be quicker than we would play on a Wednesday night, I think, generally. So, you know, up to sort of arena conditions in a club's always good work by the icemen.
Especially when we were skating here 4 days ago,
Yes,
you know, prior to Christmas time. It just lets you see how good a job that Paul Martin and his brother Phil and the rest of the ice technicians do here to switch from full ice skating to competitive curling. Is quite a switch, but they're well used to it now and do a good job. The first day is always the trickiest day. The ice is still sweating after the changeover. Once it gets dried out and settles down, it's been playing really well.
Early.
So Austrian boys missing the run back.
Yeah, rolled over. It's a double cover now. Anthony Petou can get one round.
It's just on the heavy side, possibly
now
slipping behind the tee.
Taking it further back now, avoiding the danger of something to be frozen against.
Undercover but behind the tee, so there's an opportunity now for the
12.
team from Kitzbühel, Team Jenner, to come down here, freeze onto it and negate the 2 yellows. I think they're going to shot here. Alan, the tap back would
Yeah, it gets a real high risk if you start going for the pure freeze, isn't it? You get it wrong and then it can be chased out for July 3s. So they can,
but it is the way to negate the 2, you know, if
Yeah.
you can get that freeze in there. He's going for that. I don't know if he's come with a little bit of weight on or not, but he's
just bumping it back maybe, or is this it looks like ice for the freeze. This would be certainly sin. This would be tea ice if you were playing draw weight.
yeah. So Jonas back often, playing the out turn. Guys are working it hard.
He's a little shy on weight. So, saying last
Super
night.
really hard to get it back to that
Yeah.
back stone. He's got a nice line.
Yep, swept it from the get-go. So can they drag it? They want to get it deep as they can. It's well hidden. So no easy shot to get at it.
Yeah, not bad.
We were saying last night, of course, with the sort of truncated last stone draw,
Yep.
you end up with 2 people that don't get a practice throw, probably because you're only doing one practice, one reel on either hand, so you presume it's the same person doing both. So 2 of these guys won't have had a practice at all, just been there to sweep. So
Yep.
finding their way.
Takes a little bit of getting into it, but as I say, game force, they're well used to the conditions now. They run back here, locks
Lands
it,
it.
jams it. Wow.
So he's landed both reds and left a centre guard, so not a great result for Petou.
Würfel glaubst? Ja. Yeah, it's good.
Austrians electing to take the 3rd shot. They're lying 2 at the moment.
Yeah, so looking to hit this corner and presumably rolling into the middle as well. Tuck that one under cover as well.
Yeah, just to watch not set up doubles here, because there's one at the top of the 8 foot. It can only be accessed by run back, I would imagine, at this stage. Possibly come round and out turn and tap it, but you roll back into the open.
Yeah.
No panic in the sweeping, it can't be far away.
Going to jam this bottom one though.
Oh, he has. Across the face, yep, okay.
Gets away with that a little bit. He would have liked to roll the other way, I think.
Der ist so ausgeschoben.
Aber nicht
Der ist gar nicht.
so viel hätte ich nicht gedacht.
Weil bei mir
Brunner on 2 wins, 1 loss at this stage of the competition. Won his first one against the young Norwegian boys 5-3, then lost to SUI of China 6 shots to 1 before bouncing back and beating the British University's team. Skipped by local boy Aaron Thompson 7 shots to 2, so there's still a win is vital for them here to guarantee qualification. He went down to the hack to play the
Yeah, just having another look
hit
at
and roll
this.
off the back one, but now he's changed his mind, going for the same shot of back off and played the run back.
Just can't quite see whether you'll be able to get the shot by hitting the back when rolling underneath a defensive strategy. So I'd like to make contact with one of the 2 reds and land it.
Got one. Whoa, what a shot.
That's both well
Absolutely brilliant
played.
shot.
What a change of ends that is.
Swinging one way then the other, Alan. Looked like the Swiss had domination early on then, and the one mistake jamming it by a 3rd player. Now his skips pulled them out.
Yeah, he's rescued him there. And yeah, just that bad shot by Matthias Jenner himself. I mean, if you're going to play that hit, which we didn't need to really play the hit in the wing one, did he?
No.
But sort of released the pressure a little bit, allowed the run back to be made. The yellow's mostly visible. Looks like you can probably see 99% of that on the intern.
Yep.
Left-hander. Makes a slight difference to the release point as well. Just holding it for line. No dramas.
Open hit. Opportunity here for Brunner to be able to blank the first end, retain the hammer, which is what it looked like early on then now, but it's been swinging back and forward. A couple of mistakes by both teams, and the eventual result was an open hit for the blank. Good turnout of supporters here this morning, on Sunday morning, in the Jewers Ice Rink in Perth to watch the men's final round robin draw. Quarter-finals tonight at 8 o'clock.
Stone underway, takes it tight to the centre guard and noses it, so it is a 1. I wonder that port, I did wonder if that port is quite difficult to navigate for the blank because you couldn't come too close to either guard, so end up nosing, rolling underneath. So it's Brunner that scores 1.
Yep, a little bit tight away, I think, and they couldn't hold it back enough to roll out, so the Brunner team take 1. Not what they were after, they wanted a multiple score, but
In terms of the quarter-final, so it's got 4 group winners and 4 group runners-up. We'll go through. Is there a draw made, or is it done on ranking? Or?
no, so what happens, Alan, is all the top of each group are ranked 1 to 4.
Sure.
And then the runners-up in each group are ranked 5 to 8. And 1 will play 8, 2 will play 7, etc. And then we'll form the quarterfinals on that basis. The ladies' event with 6 teams qualifying, so 2 from each group. There's 15 ladies' teams. They're ranked 1 to 3, and then they're ranked 4 to 6. And then we have the top 2 teams advancing to the semis, and then 3 plays 6 and 4 plays 5.
Sure.
So with the half-time break here, we're indebted to all our sponsors of the Mercure Perth Masters. Our main sponsor, the Mercure Hotel, now doing their 30th year of sponsoring this event, which is pretty special really. One of the longest running sponsorship deals in curling. It's also the 47th year of the actual event being played. First started in 1971. a small break with the changeover of ice rinks and change of sponsors. Then we've been going since 1991 with the second phase of the Perth Masters. Along with the Mercure, we're also heavily indebted to the Scottish Deer Centre for their continuing support. A great day out for any family or MD in particular who wants to go for the outdoor life and visit the Deer Centre in Auchtermuchty. Many attractions down there, and A&B Taxis, who are our chosen transport partners. Perth Masters coming to you live this Sunday morning here in Perth, Scotland, from the Live Active Leisure Dewars Ice Rink in Perth. So the Swiss boys threw up a centre guard. Austrians came round it. Third stone of the end here.
Yeah, that's a textbook start these days, isn't it? You come round, draw around this one, then hopefully should lock on. Create some angles, looks pretty much perfect.
Andreas Gerlach making a first class shot.
Yeah, the honours board for Perth Masters makes like a who's who of curling, Dave. There's amazing names on there.
A lot of Olympians and world champions have won here over the years.
I can tell you that Randy Furby is actually going to be in Perth on Tuesday night. He's coming to the World Curling offices to talk business, but he's going to be in the town.
Wow.
Going to try and get him to play in the Super League.
An old friend of mine. Well, you have to get your checkbook out now because we've got a Super League on Wednesday as well. Yeah.
His name's on the board twice, I think. He needs to play
with the Furby 4.
Furby 4, yeah.
Edmonton.
3 world titles with that lineup and one in a different lineup for himself.
An outstanding team and great ambassadors for the game as well. A lot of fun with them over the years. Another nice shot.
Yeah, just beginning to build up the crisscross now. The traditional way here is that somebody's going to have to play the high hard one at the moment to kind of then create these gaps, particularly the team that's looking to score with hammer.
A feature of the game that's improved so much over the years, the consistency and accuracy of the run backs, and none more so than by Team Mowat when they play them. They're absolutely phenomenal, the success rate they have with that. Set up all the freezes, get the angles right, then round about the thirds, first or second stones, they come in there with these big run backs.
Yeah, Bobby
Lammy's second stone off and can change the look of the whole end.
Ranu for Sweden will be another one who just changes the picture in one mighty swoop. So the angles are quite good here for Austria. They've got 2 checking. Trying to work out how, even at this early stage in the end, how am I getting my 2 out of this? You know, is my final stone going to be the draw to the 1 foot round on the wide side?
That's right. They're trying to think up, 4 or 5 shots ahead here and how they can leave their skip, the shot for the multiple score. It's where you've got to be careful because you can get too clever. All of a sudden, the Swiss boys will say, "Well, actually, we're looking quite strong. We'll just throw an extra guard on here and
just twist it the other way,
half check it or something like that in the front." Coming down with the clockwise rotation. Stone curling from right to left as we look at the screen.
Trying to play the freeze there for onto the red one. A usable angle.
got the weight to get right round. No, he hasn't.
Betwixt and between, so he'd like to either been on that red or tapped further around it so they could then maybe slash it onto that yellow.
Pretty sure the call was to come another metre around that and try and get onto his own red one in the corner, freeze it, which I'm not sure was a great idea. It's widening the target even if he had made the shot. Now there's a relatively easy double takeout here. No risk of it touching the yellow, I don't think. I don't think he can pass the red to do that.
Brunner seems to think that he can play red to the red to red.
He'll not want to roll too far out to the right because he would set up a double takeout for the Austrian guys to return.
Throwing some heat at this one. This is motoring.
Just now, is it? Or is he okay?
It's a complete miss. He's overthrown that, really. That didn't need to be as big as that.
Yeah. I said I thought it was a little bit wide. He turned out he was a mile wide.
It's encouraging to see these players, top 10 in the world, can still play shots like that.
Didn't trouble the scorers of the same
no, cricket term. That would mean, that's completely overthrown, wasn't it? I don't think he needed to be as big as that, unless maybe, I don't know. It's hard to know why he threw that way, but yeah, they're trying to keep everything quite tight and narrow down the centre line.
It's just fractionally off a nose hit there. He was 2 days camel ride from the target.
Even the best ice can't correct those type of throws.
And, corner sweeping, etc. can only do so much. You can't take it that far.
I think he only got 4 brush strokes in from hog to hog there. You're a cricket fan, Alan, has watched a bit of the Australia-Pakistan game last night. It was a pretty exciting end and start to the new innings. I was listening to it when I went into bed last night. Kind of, like, stereotypically, cricket's quite good for putting you to sleep, David.
Yeah.
And certainly heard Australia get 2 very early wickets against India. So the Australian team managed to unlock some of those freezies. Plenty stones in play now. And I think the yellow is probably now visible down the left-hand side. This one's been thrown a little bit with more control weight. Thread the front 2 and take out the second double.
Try and get to curl a bit more.
Flicks. Oh, he's caught the front one. Well, that's not a great result.
No, he got too much of it. He was trying to get to curl more coming down the ice, but
Crashed off the first port in the rings and then actually promoted that red one at the top of the 4-foot to take out that yellow, pushed it very open now. So
red's only lie 1 though, Alan, so there's
better playing.
What's he looking like?
Which way would you like to roll? Would you roll out away from danger to the left, or would you try and roll tight in behind the button?
If there's room to come in behind the button, you're probably as well coming in now to try and. I know he's got last throw and you're drawing the game into the centre, but going to the side, he hasn't got far to roll before he would.
Well, this one's been thrown a mile inside.
Yeah, that's a poor shot. He could be in a bit of trouble after this next shot, I think, if Brunner can come down and get his angles right here. Double in the red at the top of the 8-foot on the right hand side.
Lie first and second and third potentially. Take out the big score. And that's the best he's got because
he's asking
can he play yellow.
Anthony Patoud to come down, have a look at it, get the angles right before we decide what to do here. That to me is the obvious shot. He's wide, he's going to drive that onto the back one. I think driving the left hand yellow onto the red on top of the 4-foot could well lock up
Yeah, that would definitely lock. Maybe just bounce out half a stone to the left-hand side behind the one you've just hit. Maybe get inside off the front right one, the 1 o'clock one. Because the inside line's blocked by the frontmost yellow. So close.
A good shot played well here though. If it's a double on the reds, whichever double he goes for, and retains the shooter, because of 4 yellows against 1 red in the house, and that's a pretty powerful situation,
yeah,
regardless of who lies shot.
And that was quite a heavy miss by back off, and he missed the stone by 2 stones inside the line.
That wasn't his Sunday best, as they say. It was a bit of a poor shot.
He had a really good chance to lie. Well, it would have been lying 4 if he'd made it. And
However, this is coming with big weight.
Yeah, this is coming pretty hard. So it looked like we're hitting the very front yellow in actual fact. Still jams another one. It's careless.
Wow. Red's lie 3. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. I didn't quite follow the line in that shot.
No, I think
Did fancy you red at 1 o'clock to have a go at that and come off that thin, even if you had it thick and hit and checked across.
Talked themselves hitting that further front yellow one. Maybe just didn't see that danger. Or maybe thought.
I think he talked himself into a more technical situation than it really was. He wasn't one up in the game. He could have put himself in a good position there.
Chance now for Bakoven. He can pin another one in here to the sort of top 4, just where the brush head is now, would be really nice.
Yep. Fest, Flo. Fest. Fest. It's good.
Has he got the weight? It's a bit light.
Yeah, it just comes up short. And another 2 feet, 3 feet of running on that one.
Triple on there, Alan. 1 o'clock. Right of centre. Catch the red. Bring it across. Catch the other red.
Hitting the middle of those 3 reds quite fine though, aren't you? To try and get it to hit the back of the left-hand one.
Again, at least as long as you get 2 of them out, you're putting the pressure back onto Team Genner.
Almost have played the yellow there. It looks like nice angles, yellow. Drive up there. It looks an easier double, certainly.
It's possible, yeah, it could well be.
And stone's in motion now, so.
Trying to keep it straight here. It's got a thin double.
Oh! Hold on, there's a man down.
Oh!
So
well saved.
I was watching the player, not the stones. I'm not sure. Did he touch much?
Must have just caught it with his heels, went down, I think. Good sportsmanship there, putting it back automatically without being asked.
Yeah, so aftermath is that he only got a single takeout. So basically watching the acrobatics.
Exactly.
Weil die Taschen eigentlich, das macht es am leichter, weil dann bleibt seiner da liegen.
There's the yellow run back. He's got to try and be careful what he does here. I'm sure we want to draw another one into line 3, but by doing that, leave a tap on the yellows. Maybe looking to force 1 for Team Jenner. Great opportunity around if he gets this right for a multiple score.
Yeah, if he can make a play in his own red one, maybe tap that forward, or just glance off at one of the yellows and just change the angle.
Disrupt the angle.
Particularly the second one, the nearer one to us as we look down.
Yep.
Disrupt the angle a bit, and also that might give him some cover off the short stone at left-hand side. Jenner's foot there, so looking one stone could do a lot of jobs here.
Weil dann macht man die Tasche so eng, dass er genau da liegen bleibt, wenn er drauf schießt. Ja. Ja, ich finde Centerline schlecht, da ist auch gut.
Entweder Centerline oder auf der Seite eher, dass er den Draw hier nicht hat.
They're discussing, Al, about putting the guard in front
Ja,
of
geben
that,
einfach ein bisschen mehr aus.
which in theory looks good, but you've got to be very, very careful doing that, because if the Swiss boys come down the out turn,
Ja, geben wir ein bisschen. Ja,
tap
ist
the
okay.
one, the red on the tee line back and flop into the button, you've just got to put up more cover for them. I would rather come a little bit closer in and make a tap onto the red, or take the angles off. The yellow is the problem they've got there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I would
Eher rechts ist es.
like to play something on the red at the back of him through his last stone. Just tap it forward, even in the gap between those two yellows, without opening up the short stone.
Yep.
Then Brunner has to play that wide one on the left-hand side of the 4 foot. It might not be quite as visible, so yeah, dangerous.
Even if Brunner comes down, doesn't move that, if he comes and freezes against it and lies second shot, how do the Austrians score more than one?
Yeah.
It's always a big temptation to guard during the end down the centre line when you're lying well, but it really does mean that you've got all your eggs in one basket, and if the opponent's hit and rolling behind or tap back, you're left with nothing.
He asked for the guard, he's played the guard, so, and it's pretty good because he's left it quite a long way short. So Brunner won't now play that triple combination, I don't think.
You know, he played what he wanted, it's fine, but the problem that I've got with that is that he's given Brunner a get out here. Even if he'd come down the out turn side the hand he was on and come past the second yellow and got slightly in behind it to prevent the tap up,
Yeah, I think.
or check the front one, either way you were a bit more,
Yeah, certainly something closer to
bit more
the.
aggressive. That was a really defensive shot.
T-Line. Mitte 4. Oder ein bisschen dahinter.
Not an easy shot though.
No, Brunner
Doesn't want to tap and roll out. He's got to make sure he checks and goes inside.
He's taken a bit of ice, so this is quite a soft tap, just looking to play a soft roll off.
Barrier weight shot, but we have seen them pull hard here.
He may even be able to lie shot here if he gets this absolutely perfectly. Trying to carve it now, trying to curl it. No, going to hit the top side, rolls away. It's a reprieve for
Full 8 foot for two.
Jenna, draw for 2, yeah.
Good start by the Austrian boys if they can make this. They'd be happy to have turned the toss after 2 ends, but he's still going to make a draw shot up the outside.
Hopefully quite a lot of space, doesn't it? Just 8 foot and a little bit more. Matthias Jenner, last stone of second end, does have a chance to score 2 and take the lead. He needs to hit the 8 foot. Sweepers.
Super's quite happy
Yeah,
at this
just
stage.
nursing this down. I think they're going to be happy, just making sure now. Into the 4 foot it goes. And it is a 2 score for Team Jenner. They will lead 2-1 after 2 ends.
Got what they wanted, got the multiple point score.
No, they played that in very well, didn't they? Maybe that one slightly odd decision with stone 7, but apart from that, played that in really well and got a couple of helping hands from Brunner along the way.
As we said earlier on in the commentary, the Austrian boys came 7th in the European Championship this year, qualifying for the Worlds in Moose Jaw. Should be a big week for them. Big week for all teams.
Yeah, well,
you know,
the
for
ramifications of that, of course, is that they're still in the Olympic playoff berth. Now they probably can't get directly qualified, but they'll be in the ladder for progression all the way up to Olympics. I mean, that means money.
which is incredible when you think they started off in November 2023, coming second in European B division,
Yep.
which qualified them for the European. So their progression has been Fantastic.
Yep. Olympics on the horizon now, of course, a year and a month away.
14,7.
I bet Team Mount wish it was just 1 month away, not the year in between.
The hottest team in the
When they're playing as well as they are just now, what an opportunity it'd be for them to go and do well. But it's 14 months away almost, or 13 months away. It's a long time to keep in that pole position.
Who's hotter, Mowat or Homan?
Well, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Both are outstanding teams. Perhaps I would have to tend for Mowat on the fact that his degree of difficulty in teams to play against or strength of field is significantly different. A lot of depth in the men's game just now.
Oh my goodness, that Europeans is
especially in Europeans.
That European Championship had, I think, 10 teams. 7 were in the world's top 14 at the time of writing, and that Ross White was he was making up another berth. He wasn't even there.
Yep. Homan's had an incredible season. I forget the exact figures on her win-loss record, but she's won everything basically.
Yeah.
It was important. Didn't win last night.
I watched that last night.
Lost the mixed doubles final.
Yeah.
Which,
Peterson and Gallant played really well all week.
Yep.
Won the Canadian Mixed Doubles Championship.
So going back to our game. Austria lead Switzerland by 2 shots to 1. Playing the third end.
Yep, so centre guard in play, corner. Tried to come around, not quite buried, so. Andreas Gerlach can see a little bit of this, would like to chip it out, but he's getting mighty close to the guard.
You can't touch that guard because it's cutting the centre line. If it's touched, it'll be replaced, and it is. A mistake there, Alan.
Yep, not too difficult a shot. You can see most of the object stones, so should have been getting around that. Yeah, touch that guard. It's quite.
With the amount of curl and ice here, if you do start them off or soft hand them, as used to say, that they can go absolutely sideways.
Advantage Jenner again at this end. I think the call was to come round, but if it was, it's a long way short. Maybe they changed their mind.
I think he was going for trying to get onto that centre line again, which is done.
Better line this time. In fact, opposite side, trying to move it with the brush. Now just holding it for line.
He's done it again. Take the guard.
Good secondary result by rolling in a corner, but just a missed call on the sweep, because at one point he was asking them to curl it. Obviously clearly wasn't as heavy as he maybe thought, because it's only just rolled into the rings there. It's much quieter.
That's the thing, once you start carving, the ice is curling a lot. You've got to, it's a tricky one sometimes just to keep the line right.
Need to hold this one for line as well. This is going the other way. Trying to dig this yellow out. Holds it. Nice shot.
Brunner's got his hands full here.
Yeah,
Austrian boys are playing well.
Yeah, front end's playing, just being out, being outperformed at the moment.
A long way to go, 8 end games, just playing our third end of play. This is the final round of the men's qualifying. After this draw, we'll know the quarter finalists.
Trying to hit and roll out under the double cover on the wing. Just doesn't quite roll out far enough. It's a good chance again for Austrian team. Romano Keller-Meyer.
Austrian boys looking for the first win of the week, but they're playing the best they've played today.
This one's gone though. This one's really gone.
Commentator's curse on there. That's a bad miss there.
Yeah,
that wasn't close to it.
1 stone behind this. Johannes Backhoven he missed a strike in the last end as well. So just keep a watch on that. It's maybe not his.
It's a little soft
forte,
in turn and.
Yeah, it's both hands. He's just rolled, I think.
Yep. This is where the experience comes. If they're used to playing on ice that doesn't curl as much as this, you get away with these shots and hold them straight. But once ice is moving like this, you will never hold it straight on that amount of curl.
Yeah, weight control as well. I've seen a couple of times maybe just playing less than the skip was maybe nominating, or what we think the skip had nominated particularly.
Nice shot.
Yeah, good come round there. Leaves a little gap to hit and roll behind, but this is sometimes where you see the good teams just all of a sudden put the foot down to the pedal, don't they? They see a mistake and bang the next one's.
Problem he's got here, Alan, if he hits and rolls into the centre of that, the Brunner team have left theirs exposed by about quarter or third of a stone, which means they can come round the long guard and easily tap it back. So they're in a powerful position there now.
I'd like you to play the in-turn at this to come across these guards to then duck under. A much harder way to play it to my eyes, but it's just sometimes how you see it. I'd rather have played the out-turn there. I think he's made the shot almost perfectly.
Swiss boys won't want to stay here, they want to hit and move, either right or left. Brunner has the hammer.
Yeah, good chance to come under all these guards now.
Trying to get a bit of curl into this. Carving it across. That's just where he didn't want to sit.
So he just left it wide open and
chance of a double perhaps. Or if not, hit and roll off the back of it onto the button, but yeah, no, it's a double there.
Yeah, to be a double, pretty flat and square. He's got to get this right, because if he just rests against this red or he pushes a little, it's going to be open.
Yeah, he's going for the out turn, trying to hit this yellow on the centre line first. See about a quarter of an arm from the hack.
I think so, just looking out visually, yeah, I think you can see, yeah, that'd be a good estimate. Doesn't want to catch it too fat, of course, because it could run across the face of the second one. This is looking a bit wide, that's not getting very close to the centre tape. So maybe just go on the other one first now.
Just a bit wide of line there.
Yeah, big weight as well.
Yeah.
Big weight and icing for that, a big weight, you know, taking too much ice, running it back, it's never going to come.
Yeah, and at that weight you're doing nothing with it. It's just going to laser right down the ice. It doesn't matter how you sweep it. That's not going to have the same effect. I wasn't needing that weight. A controlled weight would be absolutely adequate for that. You're only catching an inch of the first yellow anyway to make the double. I had a great chance to get out of trouble there.
Yeah, so if Brunner can get inside this now and pushes the shot stone better, you can see both yellows behind cover. Brunner just taking his time on the hack there, just a bit helter-skelter this end, just trying to slow it down.
Good angle, moves them down, really nice shot.
Yeah.
Penalising the Australians for not getting their line right in the last one.
Big shot this for the match, I think, David.
Yeah.
It's a nice draw. Well, there's a nice angle to come behind there, but can you find the line with that long left-hand yellow guard?
Kann man Schott werden? Kann man nicht.
I think it is possible. He's got to get close to that guard to get past the one on top of the 8 foot. If you made it, it's a great shot. If you don't, you're giving up. If you go, he's going to go for the hit, I think, the way he's
It's going to be
looking at it.
9,5.
difficult to get the double on this.
It's very difficult, but it is possible. You have to cut his weight a bit. The weight through the last time was a peel weight.
Yeah, he's got to
Come
get
down to a control weight. You will get the bend at the finish. He's got a long way to move the stone that's biting the centre line down to 7 o'clock to roll out of the house.
I think it's got to be nose, hasn't it?
Yep.
And, my money would be on the one that he hits first. Will still be in the rings. But we'll cut the.
But it is possible.
We'll cut the count.
It is possible. Yep.
One good throw.
A little bit high just now.
I don't think he's getting nose, that's for sure. Now, does he get anything at all?
Gets one, can they sweep it out? No, no. Just a little bit wide again.
I think the throw was better that time, just not reading the fact that the higher weights, it's not curling this morning on those weights.
Yep. Free draw. Anywhere in the paintwork for a big 3. Maybe it wasn't that shot was the bad one. The bad shot was his first one. He had a relatively easy double takeout to clear both the Brunner counters and leave Brunner facing one. Didn't make that. Brunner makes a great shot with his first one, and now he's got a free draw with his second.
Just pounced on those mistakes.
Sweeper's indicating
Wheels
that
came
it's
off.
a little bit quick coming down here.
Yeah, they're certainly not. They're not wanting to sweep this at all. So, just seen all these strikes come down this line, so it will be a well-worn path. But it looks like it's going to
Should dig in now, I think.
hang on now. Yeah.
Back
So
of the
there's a
foot.
3.
3 shots to Brunner to lead, 4 shots to 2 after 3 ends.
Fast schon macht man 2 und nicht so eine Schiff.
Looking across the rest of the sheets, there's a big Scottish match between Team Waddle and Team Muirhead. Muirhead unbeaten so far, going really well. He trails by 4 shots to 1. He does have the hammer playing the 4th end, but got a bit of work to do there. And Team Craig and Team Bryce, also Scottish teams, are tied up at 3-all after 3 ends.
Yeah, a lot of important games on the sheet this morning. There's only, I think 2 quarterfinalists, 3 quarterfinalists maybe guaranteed their slot at the moment. Others will know shortly.
Yeah, in particular the Waddle Muirhead game is a big game for Team Waddle. They have to win to qualify. Muirhead is already qualified, or should be qualified. So Waddle's come up this morning, obviously in good form, 4-1 up. Quite a good front-running team, Alan, I would say. Team Waddle, they're usually really good at defending leads.
Yeah, Kyle's such a good player himself.
Yeah. Been 5th man for Mowat the last few championships. Just get that feel for competitive curling. Even sitting watching the games, you're seeing everything that's happening. When you come back to play, a good player like him can get a huge benefit out of that. So, Brunner goes top of the 8 foot, and the Austrian boys are asking for a corner guard here. Florian Mavic. Very nice shot.
Yeah, like that guard there. Some temptation could be sometimes be to leave your guards too short on the swinging ice, and then they don't really guard much, do they? But
Exactly.
That's a good proximity to the rings, and not too wide either. So yeah, nice stone by Mavic there. Yes, talking of competitive curlers, you can just naturally tell their instinct there. Waddle's up against Thomas and Glenn, and they just play Wednesday night curling now, but unbelievably great players.
Oh yeah. Yep. Still some of the best shot makers in the country just now. Both Thomas and Glenn playing a lot of great games this weekend, unbeaten. In a one-off game against anybody, they'd be a challenge. Full-time farmers. A bit like the Smith boys. They played together at one time, had Olympic Games, and then decided that full-time curling wasn't for them, and the way the system is, it didn't allow them to have the same opportunity to qualify for the bigger events. But it's good to see them still curling.
Jenna just missed the chance to come right round that corner guard list. It's mostly open. Should be able to dig this one out of here. Hold it for line.
This is where it gets a little bit tougher for the less experienced teams, having to fight their way back into game. When it comes to more of the tactics and the precision of shot making, Brunner now with his 2-shot lead, with a more experienced team, the odds are very much in his favour. Jenner's generated opportunities in a couple of the ends we've seen so far. He's just got to keep going at that and keep building on it.
I certainly think his front end maybe just outperformed Brunner's front end, and then the difference is coming through Backhoven and Stones at the moment, allowing the Swiss away back into the ends. A chance here though, maybe just duck one under cover.
You'll be tap and rolling behind, on off, it can't be far away. Nice shot.
Yeah,
really nice shot.
Really well played that one, well swept, well judged.
Two up, Brunner wasn't tempted by the run back, which was an option. He decided to come round and try and corner fuse this red one.
Keep going. Keep going.
Brunner's team are based in Bern in Switzerland. One of the great curling strongholds of Swiss curling.
Good to see that the Swiss system seems to be developing teams to eventually take over from the sort of Schwala and Schwarz van Berkel team that have been formed by the sort of amalgamation of two old ranks. Brunner was left behind by Yannick Schwaller, so he's working his way back up the ladder there as well.
Yeah, he used to be third for Schwaller in his original team, wasn't he?
Yes, Brunner was third, and Romano Meyer, who's playing second now. Romano Kellermeyer now was through second. Schwaller went across to join the remnants of the Benoit Schwartz team.
That's right, yeah. The Swiss have got a very strong programme, an outstanding ladies team.
Well,
Ilana Platz is absolutely world class. Seen her win a couple of world championships. Alan almost single-handedly drew the edge of the button twice to win worlds on two separate occasions, and she's an exceptional player. Rolf Stockley, who was a long-time Swiss champion, moved into the Olympic programme and
now
is doing a great job there. I think the Swiss and the Scots in the European terms have definitely got the most strength and depth, especially in the men's games.
Men's side, yeah. I think
Swiss ladies are very strong.
The Swedish ladies have a good succession programme, but I wouldn't like to know who's second on the male side behind Idun. There's a big gap there.
Yeah. Good hit and roll there. Run back.
Yeah,
hits and checks in behind.
That's very nice. Cleans up a bit of the difficulty that was brewing. Yeah, as I say, that Europeans in Norway, Ramsfjell was strong. Returnas in Italy was strong.
Yep.
Returnas didn't even make the semi-finals. German curling's coming back. Well positioned. Well positioned.
Team Totsik's here this week.
Yeah, and
going really well.
They only lost. The Germans had a playoff to determine who went to Europeans, and the Scandinavians beat them 3-2 only, so they're not far behind the European champion level.
Yeah, exactly.
3 games to 2, not 3-2. So this is just where the precision play is just beginning to affect him a little. Chance to come through a gap. Catches the guard. Worse than that, it takes out his second counter.
Yeah, that was a sore one.
Chance here for Brunner to come in right round these staggered guards as well, turn up the pain.
Yeah, third player Matthias, sorry, the third player Jonas back off and come up looking for some guidance from his skip there. What went wrong, boss? The answer is quite a lot, really.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to.
The team working as hard to try and get under cover.
Yeah, working hard. Just comes up a little short than the maybe would have liked, but still.
It's not bad, Alan. It's in pretty good place. He's going to have to either put the pedal to metal and play the out turn, draw around, or do that hit and roll. He's had a few goes at hit and rolls before, and it wasn't a lot of curl at the finish. You've got to keep it really high and almost try and carve it down to the target stone in the last 5-10 metres.
Yeah, kick back in behind the cover here.
Yeah, the finish is so big it's hard to, you've got to be brave and keep it almost hitting nothing all the way down and then carve it in at the end. You can see already he's trying to keep it straight.
This one's pulling away again. I'm not sure it's going to get there. Big enough kick, is it? Close.
Not bad.
Yeah, he is indeed. Well played.
Great shot.
Yeah, that's really well.
Run back now for Bruno.
Just needed those skips, calming words.
Yeah. Bit of guidance.
Carrot or stick.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you fancy buying lunch, I'm hoping you get hit and roll in your second one. Michael Brunner got a good chance here though.
Yeah,
so
angles are nice, certainly.
slightly less than half a stone. Or
Yeah, this is the easier one to hit. He's got more visible and the angles are better. Cut this across.
Brunner currently world ranked number 12. Surprisingly not listed in the Grand Slam you were saying next week, Alan, is that right?
Yeah, there's the next Grand Slam of current event in Guelph.
2 weeks
Two
time.
weekends, 2 weekends time, but it's top 16 in the world. Is the usual cut-off for 15, I think, maybe plus a wild card, but
So possibly before the cut-off time he wasn't qualified or something.
possibly. I don't know what their funding program is. And these events, if they're beginning to be paid out of your own pocket, maybe aren't quite so appealing. And he has, as you said, he's played a lot of events already
Well,
this
he has.
season.
This is his 12th event of the season, which
Yeah.
is probably one of the
Start curling
biggest
competitive in
programme
August now, don't they? So you've got
Absolutely.
Super Series in Scotland in August, you've got easily Bern, Basel Cup. And
It's tight on this one. Is he going to get past? No. That wasn't close, Alan. He was
Another
trying to-
error.
He was trying to hit half the yellow targets on the outside, so he was a bit stone tight of line.
Ja, nur der Freeze.
A few wonky ones this morning.
Yep.
Na, wenn wir da liegen, hat er den nicht.
The Swiss can come in half in between the two yellows, stop the run back on the top and stop the angle on the second one, which is not easy, but it is possible if you, even if he taps the yellow back a couple of feet and checks in, stop the run back.
Yeah, try and protect these two yellows at the front.
He's got to get a multiple score, you know, he's 2 down in the game.
Den darf er eigentlich ungern spielen.
Yeah,
auf
from
der
where
Kant.
he's lying now, you make sure he gets his two.
Na, dann Kurpart nicht mehr.
Don't overthink it, guys. There's a chance, he's got a chance on both stones. You've got to take a choice and hope he doesn't get it perfectly.
Yeah,
I still think he's got to tap it, Alan. Don't
Yeah,
think
I
he can just
think-
freeze in between. There's too big a gap between the two yellows. A freeze on the yellow next to his brush would be fine for that angle raise, but it still leaves a straight back another one.
Yeah, it's
He's
very,
facing
very
two again.
difficult to freeze into the exact correct position, isn't it? You've got
I mean, the ideal shot is to push that to the back of the 8 foot and check in.
Vorwiger war ja
Stop the run back and he'd be
F6, der ist
looking
gar
good
nicht
down. If only the game was played on the screen, it'd be so much easier.
Just-
Rather than physically go out there and
yeah,
do it.
this certainly would. Never miss a shot up here, as they say. He's got to be very ginger with this, hasn't he? Can't afford to flick this high this time.
Ja, Feuerpunkt an anderen
I'm hoping this is coming down quite a quiet, controlled weight.
Genau.
If he rolls right across the house to sort of 10, 11 o'clock on the left-hand side, it's not a disaster.
Yeah. Just whatever you do, don't do the job for Brunner.
Yeah, no, exactly. Coming down, clockwise rotation. No panic on SUI now. It will curl at the end.
I think that for his sake, it's good that it's not been carved to nose. It's been carved to come in underneath the other yellow one. Oh, that's it close though.
Just catch that, realize.
Oh, didn't
First shot doesn't get the
doesn't
back
get,
one
doesn't
out.
get the back one. That's his problem now.
Yeah.
If that yellow had just got another half stone out, I think he would have been quite well placed. But
Kalt überhaupt nicht.
Lying first and third.
Mann.
Trouble is the Swiss check in here, even he has a run back on his own red one with his next shot, he won't lie. Third shot, which means his multiple score now looks a long shot.
Much harder now. Would have to see whether he could touch this other red, yellow one at the bottom quadrant at the same time. Degree of difficulty goes up a lot.
Michael Brunner's final stone at the fourth end, leading by 4 shots to 2.
Just like to.
That's 2 pretty close.
Yeah, holding it for line, just looking to duck underneath yellow or red.
Comes in, just sits open.
Holds it for the nose, so angle's tough for a double now.
Yeah, take your pain, take your one. Wasn't what you wanted, but it's vital that he hits and sticks here.
Electing to play with his number 7 stone that way, I mean, much harder to control.
Yeah.
Even if he bumped the yellow forward in life first and third himself that way, but at least his shot stone would have been absolutely secure.
Yeah.
Difficult. I don't know if they've got a coach for them here this week,
There's
but it might be a good opportunity for you.
I think aged out target. This is a tight line this time.
This is really,
Really
if he flicks
tight
this
line.
yellow, he's in trouble because it's going to be a big multiple.
He's caught it, I think.
Oh dear, worse still, he's given away another shot. I think that's going to be a steal of 3. And in actual fact, the handshakes have been offered on that scoreline, 7-2.
7-2.
Jenner's seen enough for the
7-2
week.
doesn't reflect the game, Alan, but unfortunately just a couple of crucial misses at the the misses he had were at the important points in the end, and it's cost him dearly.
Yeah, I mean that last end there was case in point, lying 1 with 3 stones to play.
Absolutely. All the way through the end, he looked like he's going to have a multiple score for him of at least 1, if not 2, and then a couple of poor shots.
3
it's all
against the
gone.
head, yeah.
Yep.
Oh dear, what a shame. I was enjoying that as well. The final score will be Brunner 7, Jenner 2. Brunner will move to 3-1 record, which will be enough to qualify him.
We'll now switch over to the game between Lucas Klima and Jan Iseli's teams. And we'll watch the second half of their game, bring you some more coverage.
So the fourth end has just been concluded, except it hasn't because there's now a measure.
Umpire Colin Melrose coming out to check if the Klima stone is actually in the rings or not.
So Iseli
The
leads.
answer is yes.
Iseli leads 3-1. If that red has been moved in, I wonder if that was a mathematical error. Obviously, we didn't see what happened for that stone to end up there.
No, we're not sure if they were measuring for a multiple score or.
Everyone seems to be seeing the funny side of this, so the teams seem quite relaxed. So in this group, this is the group with Muirhead, Iseli, Waddle, Klima and Nikolov from Ukraine who finished. They are finished, so at the moment 2 from those 4 are all able to qualify, even though Muirhead's on 3-0. We favour him because he's got such a good draw shot record. Even if he was to lose. So a lot to play for in this Iseli Klima game.
Yeah, the way it stands just now, if the scores remain the same, Iseli would go out on draw shot challenge, and Waddle and Muirhead would progress to the quarter-finals. So Waddle leads Muirhead 4 shots to 1 after 4 ends of play. Iseli leads 4-2 against Klima, but his draw shot challenge is the poorest of the 3. Muirhead's first, Waddle will be second, and Iseli would end up in third.
Right, okay, so that potentially could be tough then if he was to win this and go out with a 3-1 record. But modern way. Whereas if Muirhead was to overturn this match and Iseli would go through in second place. So,
correct.
So our game's important, but for these guys the game next door is even more important. So let's see how this one pans out. 3-1 Iseli up, he's got the hammer. We're just starting 5. That's us up to speed. We'll try and keep this one through to conclusion.
Iseli has the hammer, and this is in the 5th end. Francini just coming around the centre guard, top of the 8 foot, a little bit short. 10th event of the season from the team from Solitude, so had a pretty heavy schedule as well.
Yeah, I see Klima's name in a lot of events as well. Go around maybe the slightly lower European events. Again, worked their way up the ladder. Been here to the Czech representative team for a long time now. So I was looking at the web yesterday, so people like James Craik and Jan Iseli and Harstad from they all played World University Games 2 years ago. They're sort of that generation that they're all kind of that age coming through that system. Horst Millingen, I think, as well, from more recently. So these are this is the future of our game here. These are the guys that are just low 20s. If they can stick with it, we'll see these names a lot over the next coming years.
Where are the upcoming World University Games, Alan? Where they've been played?
Milan.
Milan, okay.
Yes, that's very soon. That's imminent. That's almost starting next week, which is why it's been great for our men and women's teams to get some practice against really strong teams. I expect maybe a slightly stronger standard than the World University Games, maybe. No disrespect to the teams that are going there, but coming out and playing Team China and Team Japan, Team Norway, for our student players is fantastic experience.
Yeah, 100% right. It's so much easier. It's the same with some of the junior girls who've been playing here this week. It's a big step up for them going from the junior level to playing at this level against some of the more competitive girls teams on the circuit. But when they go back to play juniors again or go back to play World Universities again, it seems like it's so much easier dropping down and a slightly lower level again.
And the Youth Olympics and the World University Games seem to be that sort of pathway that the stronger nations are putting their players through, the emerging talent. They can get them to college or university, and that makes them eligible for World Unis.
So I personally believe that's a great way of investing in the future for your sport. I mean, if you haven't made it by the time you're in your 30s, the chance of you being up at that level, I would say, are slim. Joe Returner's being the massive exception to that. He seems to be like a red wine. He's improving with age all the time. But there's a generally cut-off that's that's the exception rather than the rule. And I think the investment in these young athletes is a fantastic way of doing it and a great way for them to get experience and travel the world.
Yeah, particularly these sort of multi-sport events. The World Juniors isn't just a curling event, it's going to be the skiers and the ice hockey players and everything. So getting into that athletes village type environment, what an experience. And you're great for the students every 2 years, so you don't have to wait that 4-year cycle.
Yeah, so the WUGs, the World University Games, every second year.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic thing, it really is. It's and the criteria to qualify for that, Alan, you're a WC expert, you're a world curling expert.
I don't think there's an age limit, so you could go back and be a mature student, Dave, if you're
okay.
But I think it's.
I'll go back for freshers for a start and see how we go on after that.
But I think it is that you just have to be a matriculated student at the
right.
institute.
Okay.
So, but I think
predominantly is the younger generation who are playing in it. I mean, I'm looking at the screen here, looking back to last WUGs where James Craig won.
So juniors to 21, universities maybe to sort of 23-ish age, I guess, depending when you start. But that would be kind of how we see that going. So yeah, you can see Jan Iseli, Anders Gerlach, who we saw in the other game actually. Played together in the university games for Switzerland.
Max Winks was in it as well. He was in the same team. So
yeah. And I think it's great for the European nations that we've kind of got that programming. Traditionally, it was always Canada that was the strong team, but they seem to have lost that ability to transfer their very good juniors into strong senior open players.
Yep.
So that big gap between sort of age 22 when you come out of juniors, and in Canadian terms 30 when you seem to become a strong player. It's a really difficult transition in Canada, I think. Which is why I think they still have an under 25 type event. That's things that you and I used to play in, David, under 25s and things.
Well, it's definitely a big challenge for Dave Murdoch and his programme to try and get more strength and depth. We need, curling as a sport needs Canada to be a strong nation, and it's important they do start to get young teams coming through who can follow the likes of Gushu and Jacobs and some of these guys who obviously will be viable for this Olympic rotation, but I wouldn't guarantee they'll all be there for the next one. And they need, Canada has to find some more strength and depth, I think, in both genders to try and keep their place at the top table. I think in the ladies' game we're seeing a huge number of Asian teams coming through, playing particularly well.
Yeah,
and
that's the growth market at the moment, I think.
The numbers are not there for some of the more traditional curling nations to compete against that. Not dissimilar to ladies golf how it went a few years ago as well.
Amazing the growth in golf in Asian on the women's side. Yeah. Korean players just seem to be an endless supply of strong players. And now you begin to see Japan, China, even Thailand, Malaysia coming up with really strong women's players.
To make the game viable and make it a professional sport, we have to have the big nations with top teams performing to draw the sponsors. It's if Canada have a couple of bad years, it would be I would think, from your business point of view, Alan, and the world curling, it would make life a lot harder. You want Canada to be up there, and America.
Yeah.
These are two
nations
markets that bring a huge curling history, but they bring a huge sponsorship potential.
Yeah, we're also seeing strong interest from both. China is really untapped, but Japan and Korea are so interested in the global game. They obviously want to see their own players do well. They send, like they do in the golf and everything else, they send hundreds of cameramen around the world to follow the top teams.
Yep.
And can sell primetime television on the back of it. So they're key parts of the financial model as well. But yeah, Canada remains the number one target. We need Canada there. USA is still a relatively emerging market, but obviously huge population potential there.
Usually just misses the run back there.
The second time he's just missed. The other one went the other way the last time. So this red one is well protected. It's going to be can still be triple protected in a minute.
And everything's on track, Alan, for the Olympics in Cortina.
Yeah, I think
everything going to plan.
I think so. I think Tom Brewster's running the project now. He's been drafted in from Carl Aberdeen to run the project for the Olympics, so I'm sure he's got a few little niggles that he'd like to get sorted out. But generally, I think we're going well.
Good.
We're taking the World Juniors there as the trial event. Slightly later the juniors in the programme this year, but purely because it would have landed right in the middle of the Italian skiing holidays, so we've had to move the juniors back later. Still be the test event for the main Olympics, and then obviously the Paralympics 2 or 3 weeks after that as well, all on track. But yeah, I think broadly seems to be okay. And then we've obviously got the next 2 venues lined up as well, one in the south of France and French Alps for 2020 or 2030, Salt Lake City for 4 years after that. So yeah, the Winter Olympics programme is still going well. Obviously we've got a new Olympic president about to be voted in February. So some of the manifestos that are being put forward for that are making some interesting reading. Okay. Lord Coe in particular.
I'll just go back and check that one out. I wasn't aware of that one, but that'll be an interesting read.
Some of that seems to be suggesting that some of the indoor summer sports can maybe be moved into the winter programme. So the handballs and basketballs don't need to be played in the summer games because it's an indoor sport.
Yeah. I understand that. Takes some pressure. The summer games is so much bigger than winter games.
Handball in particular, that's Scandinavian, that's only ever played in the winter.
Yeah.
But obviously that affects money splits and things like that. So yeah, it's an interesting discussion point. Probably wouldn't happen immediately, obviously.
Having been fortunate enough to have been to Cortina, I don't think you get much more of a stunning venue. It's certainly a beautiful part of the world.
I've not been, but hoping that the budget can stretch that
far. Hoping the day job takes you there. Oh, he just misses the back one again.
Oh, that's charmed life. Worse, but he's now left another red one in. These angles are not looking good for Iseli at the moment.
To build a wall of yellows up there, but he's going to make contact one of these run backs before.
And they're a long way out. You know, those are. We talk about how makeable run backs are now, but if you're running them back 20 feet, it's a little different. And particularly now, as the target's quite small. There's 73 nations in the federation now, David. Different standards, obviously, but global coverage is pretty good now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of changes, Alan, in the way the sports organised and run going forward with regard to the playing schedule. I know we've seen the change in the management of the Grand Slams, which is obviously a key part of the season, but it'll be interesting to see whether the Europeans, the Pan-Pacifics and the Americans can exist in the way they're being operated just now.
I think that's the biggest challenge at the moment is the professionalisation of the game to a certain extent. It means that the players may be more inclined to follow money rather than national honours, and therefore it just gets a little bit more complicated. But yeah, I think there's a logjam at the moment between world curling events, European tour events, Canadian tour events, the slams. In Canada, you've also got to worry about they've still got provincial qualification, which take up most of January. Both Scotties and Briar qualification. So a lot of their players drop out for a couple of weekends because they've got to win their provincial title. That's all going to get factored in. So it's a jigsaw puzzle with a lot of pieces.
Yeah. I think the other thing is that with Canada still being a selection by playoff, or the team are qualified through playoffs, as opposed to most of the rest of the world, the majority of nations, I think it's done by selection, which means that Canada's national championship provincials still carry weight, whereas perhaps some of the other nations it's not quite as crucial.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you see that a lot, where I don't know if when Nicholas Adin or some of these other guys ever played the national championships. It's been a few years since they played in that, which does make the whole organisation and the systems of play around the world quite difficult. Well, you have to have a 1 month qualifying month for the whole world to qualify their teams, or perhaps the difference in the the climates and the seasons that you'd have 2 months in the year that were qualifying months
Yeah,
or something
it'd
along
be
those lines.
interesting to see whether if you organise a World Tour, if you had a blank piece of paper, how you could do this, whether to sort of go the golf route and have swings, so you'd have the North American swing and a European swing and then an Asian swing.
Yes.
And you could do it that way, and when it wasn't your turn to be hosting a swing event, you could maybe have your championships that way. But this is all being discussed, I think, by people in different sections of the organisation than me.
A different tier from ourselves. Working on a different floor in the building.
Yes, I just write the checks.
Yep.
So we've talked our way through an entire end of curling there, and it was a 1-point steal to Klima. 3-all, 3 ends to play. Iseli will have the hammer in the evens.
It's all getting quite interesting now, because we said at the start of the coverage of this game here that it was key for Iseli to win, but he also needs Muirhead to beat Waddle. Muirhead was trailing by 4 shots to 1. He's just got a good 2 back at the 5th end, so Waddle only leads by 1 point now in a 3-end game, so it's getting pretty interesting, and this is the final qualification rounds for the quarter-finals which start this evening.
Yes, I saw in that end 3 or 4 attempted long run marks. I think that counting stone was probably there from the very beginning. 3 or 4 attempts, but charmed life.
The wind nearly blew it out. The
There was a couple of times,
both
wasn't there?
sides of it, but it remained in play.
A nice centre guard put down by Lucas Klima. Confused us for a moment, but there's a Lucas Klima and a Lucas Klima, but one plays lead stones. Good counter by Swiss team Sandro Fancini.
Team Klima currently ranked number 31 in the world against Iseli's ranking of 53, so on paper the Czech Republic team should be the favourites, but the game's not played in paper. Iseli's had a good season. Winning the Swiss Promoters Cup, second in the Bern International, semi-finals in Tallinn and quarter-finals in the Matchtown Trophy. So made the transition well, Alan, from the juniors and into the WUGs.
The ranks, yeah. And it just shows you nothing beats playing, I guess. Training and practice and videos and all that sort of stuff. You get on the ice and play.
Yep.
And you chasing competitions around Europe a little bit to get them, but that's what you have to do in any sport. It's not.
We covered them in the first game of the event when he played against Waddle, and Marco Hefti, the last stone thrower. He plays the last stones for the team, and he played particularly well himself. Trying to come round the outside of this and draw behind the yellow that's lying top of the forefoot. The weight's really nice. Curls in at the end there. Look at that curl there.
Yeah, it's right behind all that cover.
Lined them all up. Great shot.
Just looking here, and Klima actually played in the Coyote Tractors Championship in the autumn as well, and beat Jacobs and Carruthers in his group.
Two good wins.
Sure, that would be a good day out after those 2 wins. Beat Morozumi, then lost to McHugh, then lost to Carruthers again. I guess it was a triple knockout, so came through that program. But so these guys are prepared to put in the hours, put in the yards now.
Absolutely. Yep.
And they're not pros. They're not. Lucas Klima's I think he's a solicitor back in Prague, so he's trying to fit in job.
Where did they finish in the Europeans this year? Were they?
They were the one under the Austrians, so they were 8th and they were qualified for Worlds. Yeah,
they did.
Yeah,
Yep. Well, that's good.
It's Netherlands and England that missed out.
Okay.
But that was again pretty fierce. It was top 8 go to Worlds, and bottom 2 got relegated back to the B division. There was no safety zone.
Yes, that's right. It was a clean cut. There was no.
Yeah.
So we're trying to clear the front guards, open it up. Does that successfully. Rolls one of his own into the rings.
Yeah, that was a nice little side product of that shot. Gets another yellow one in.
Klima have been a great supporter of the Masters over the years, come to Perth on many occasions.
Yeah, took on the Czech national team from David Sik era. Snittle and that sort of era.
He's had 1 win and 2 losses this weekend, and unfortunately, even if he wins this, he won't be able to qualify for tonight's semi-finals. His draw shot record's not good enough.
How many of these teams, David, when they say goodbye to you tomorrow and then way to the airport, will say we'll definitely be back next year? Is it pretty good retention?
Good, very good, Alan. Yeah, they're always very supportive, and I think next year being an Olympic year, and us being in January and the Olympics being in February time, that I expect to have a strong field again next year.
Good, yeah, that's only. I said before, it won't be far off the Olympics. Teams might be beginning to come to Europe to get into the time zone.
Absolutely, yeah, and we're not far from Italy, so we're hoping that some of the teams may come here and stay for a while and train, stay in the time zone and stay over for good ice, good conditions, and a practice schedule that would get them in good shape for the games themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I know in 2010 when I was involved with coaching Dave Murdoch's team in Calgary, Vancouver Olympic Games, we went to Calgary and used that as our base for a couple of weeks before the championship. And that was the challenge when we went to Sochi with Eve in 2014. There wasn't the same opportunity because there's not the same curling availability in Russia to play there. So we had
to get out,
practice here and go out, which definitely being when there's a time change, the significance we had between UK and Vancouver, that was a big advantage.
So this being an even numbered end, Iseli would like to take a 2 if he can, but also probably just quite happy to score. We're trying to make it as hard as possible to do that.
Playing a bit of cat and mouse here. Hefty's quite happy to get Jan Iseli to hit this on the nose, and you'll know at the end of the end he's going to have a straight run back for his 2 if it stays the way it is. All the time the target stone is moving slightly further forward, and at some point Klima will be looking to hit and roll in towards the centre.
Yeah, as we sort of count down the stones here, Iseli trying to work out whether Klima might even call his bluff and put a guard on that and prevent that run back and say, okay, you've got to hit the 1 foot for your 1 now. Flip that even end advantage. Hits it, rolls out to the wing, but does hang on, so...
Yeah, he's got a chance to double here. Even if you don't make a double on the hit and check across, you're forcing the 1 that way, which is what they're really after.
This is the key bit, isn't it? You must lie second shot.
Yep, exactly.
To skip stones, so everybody's got a little bit of input here.
Klima's guys are looking at a guard there, but the big danger of that is there's so much curl and ice. We saw that red one coming in behind the yellow at draw weight. They could come down and tap the red one back and score a multiple end. That would be.
I don't think I'd guard with the first stone here.
No
If a chance to guard with the second, maybe. The thing is, you see, the danger is that there's a third counter over on the left-hand side, so unless the guard's absolutely perfect. This is what we're looking at, though.
Definitely what we talked about earlier on then there, and he seems to think that's the way to do it. Come down and cut the centre line, cover the... He wants to be just left of the line, so he wants to cover the red really, not guard the yellow, but on both hands there's so much curl, he cannot afford to be too long here. He has to be up at the World Curling Tour logo, or closer I reckon to. Anything short of that, it'll give Iseli a chance to come right round.
Yeah, definitely. He could come around either way that way, because he probably can play on the yellow and roll them apart.
So here comes out turn guard. Just wants to get that centre line, no more than that. Sweeping for distance, I want to close that gap down a bit, don't want to be too long.
So he's just on the far side of the logo.
It's probably safe the out turn tap, but he's left the in turn tap, yellow onto red. That's the shot he's going to go for. There's not a lot of curl and ice. He can easily get to that.
Yeah, I think he's got good options here, David. So even if he doesn't tap it for shot, if he can create some width and put two stones either side of the centre, he can then use, and he'd still have a direct path in if Klima fails with his guard. So it's almost get this yellow one out of the way to a certain extent.
Taking a bit of ice, so he's not going to be too heavy here. It's just exactly as you were saying, Alan. He splits it, gives him a right and a left for his last one. A lot of pressure on Klima then to come in behind cover to lie two.
Lie two, yeah. And this split, one of these is likely to be touching the 4 foot, so Klima might lie first and third. It's tricky. Big error. And that guard didn't really look like it should have been in play, so now good chance.
Going to go same again?
I think he is going to go the same again. I wonder whether we just take off that top one and, as I said last time, maybe lie second counter and say, take your one.
He fancies his chances for the steal here rather than...
Yeah, chance to turn it over.
Forcing one, so... Just played it, he knows the line, he knows the weight, so he's got to get that right.
That yellow's ending up in an awkward spot out to the top right there.
Absolutely blocks the in-turn
In-turn
draw.
path,
There's no
yeah.
chance of a draw. It'd be a tap up. It's the only thing you could do on the one on top of the 8 foot if you can see it after this. Skip Lucas Klima.
Yeah, so Chernowski think like this one just a little bit closer. We were on the wrong side of the logo the last time. Let's try and get this one tighter. This one's got more curling to do. Really a long way wider.
Has he got the running to get the curl onto it? He's getting close, but he's going to bend a lot more than that. Got to cut that centre line.
Yeah.
Good effort,
Yeah,
good shot.
That's enough. So I can't make any play on that yellow, so this is just a cold draw.
Just wonder if there was a back ring weight shot there, Alan, to come round and squeeze past the yellow on top of the 4 foot and tap it back. He obviously doesn't think so. Just got to move the red back 1 metre to score 2. Tied game at 3-all. Playing the 6th end.
Yeah. These teams nowadays are quite happy just to take this 1 and 8, aren't they? Because it gives them control down. Well, 6,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. Once upon a time, you just, I really want to take my 2 with the hammer, but now it's just about hammer control.
Shipping it hard.
Yeah, has this one got the
Has
legs?
it got the weight to get there?
Both. Now the third one coming to join.
Iseli's coming out to help. Looks short to me.
It's not going to reach.
Sticks in here.
Another steal. Klima stolen 2 ends in a row now to take the lead. 4-3. 2 ends to play.
You see a lot of heads turning in other sheets just now to see what's happening in other lanes of ice. They're wondering how each other's games are going. And their section game between Muirhead and Waddle, who are in the same section as Klima and Iseli. Muirhead's clawed his way back from 4-1 down to 4-all with 2 ends to go. Kyle Waddle does have the hammer, playing the 7th end, but momentum with the Muirhead brothers.
Which is also what Mr. Iseli wants on the sheet that we're covering. So this one's going to go the distance on in Group B, Group C here.
Probably Iseli's biggest worry right now is not their game. He's trying to win his game, because if he doesn't win that, it doesn't matter what happens. Yeah. It's very difficult to not look at other games that are important to you, just to see what's happening, but it is distracting.
Probably 2 schools of thought, aren't there? Just that what will be. Let's just win our game. But then you'll get some play in your team. Oh, look, they're winning, they're losing, especially when it's in a big round robin. You know every permutation after every stone.
Yep.
So Lucas Klima put up very good short guard.
Yep, went a long one this time.
But Sandro Foncini managed to come round it. It's so tight behind it. I don't know quite how he managed to get it in that tight, actually. A lot of late curl.
It's the centre line, so it can't be touched. Try and play the out-turn draw around here. We're seeing it from the other sheet just now. It'll come across in a second.
Just see in the far distance there.
The cameras are not playing ball just now, but he did a really nice shot that came right around everything. It drew to the back of the button, which has given Martin Jurek a chance to come right round on top of it.
Oh, there we go. There we can see. You can see. It looks like a really nice shot because it's just that half stone behind the button that gives the Czech team a chance to attack it.
Looks like a nice line coming in here.
They've got the weight.
He's got the weight with the question. Wants to, if he gets right up this elm, it could be a really good shot. It just looks like it's short of a metre of running.
Oh, what a great effort.
And once again, Iseli forced to get involved in the run-back game.
Gap from red to red guards is pretty long.
Yeah, and the two long guards, they were well placed. One tight, one long. They're very close together here. Good opportunity, a nose hit would move the red guard and the red in the house.
This for lines. He's trying to play the one in the rings.
Tight for line. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that one's away. I think he was trying to get. I think he was kind of happy to ignore the really long one, David. He was trying to get the one that was closer to the rings.
100% he was, Alan. He was just tight away all the way down that line. He was tight for line.
Just wanted to replace this.
Good shot.
Yep, happy to.
Back in the right place.
Wait
the distance between them as well, Alan, as well. He's got a good length.
Yeah, just happy to wait a couple of shots.
A different tactical call this time. He definitely wasn't going for that in the first shot.
No, he's changed hand this one, so this is definitely. He's red to red, and then see if he can maybe spill something behind as well.
Just misses it.
How many times have he made a run back and just missed the second stone?
Just one of the days we came off the ice and say everything was just on the wrong side of the edge. You know, still very much in the game. Trails by one. Penultimate end.
Lucas Klima still concerned this 3-stone combination isn't really favouring him.
He really wants to force the one here. He doesn't want to open up too much and give the guys a chance of a blank end, which easily would definitely take that at this time, but good call, opting to either split his own red at the front or take the yellow on top of the 8-foot and split it out. He's given them both options.
Yeah, he's definitely concerned that easily could make a play red to yellow. take his chance of a 2 potentially. Holding this one for a line the best they can. It looks like it's going to hit red first though.
Which was one of the options he called.
Yep.
He wants it to stay in the rings, which they are doing. Not bad.
Yeah,
Opened up.
I think so.
He didn't have enough weight to take the yellow any distance at that weight anyway. So it's probably
no.
the best result.
Yeah,
we could
definitely.
get.
So I think safety in numbers at the moment for Klima.
Nice shot with Sarnowski there. He had a good line under control all the way. This is crucial now, Alan.
I think
Key point in the game, 7th end.
I think the chap at the top right, you can't quite see it. That's the right call, I think, here. Is that double?
Yeah.
Use the yellow to take out the red. You've also got a catcher nicely on the other side.
Get the play away from the centre. Iseli's got the hammer. He doesn't want to get the game choked up. Hitting that wide red and bringing it in is playing into Klima's books in my view.
I think by taking this double here, depending where the yellows lie, Klima I think would try and play double back himself, which case all of a sudden Iseli can see the route to a blank end open up as well.
Exactly.
All got good slides, these boys, young and fit. They all got nice slides. Make hitting things hard look very easy, but I'm not sure he's got the accuracy on this one.
Tight for line. Oof. Jan's been struggling a little bit the last couple of shots there.
Yeah, just the slide looked good, but maybe his alignment was just a bit wonky. Seemed to rush it once he got to the hack a little.
Run back double.
Yep, a little clear up job here, which is exactly what Czernowski would look to do here.
Must be close to on off. Going to go over the top, is he? Nice shot.
Oh, doesn't he? Takes out the
Really
back
nice
one as
shot.
well done. And lies a long way apart now, so the blank's looking difficult.
Just to get the hit and roll across behind the red to try and get them in a group to make it possible in his next shot to do that.
Very quick player on the hack. Just looking down at him from above. They're very quick on the hack.
It doesn't take long to play. It's funny, the guys who have played against the time clocks more experienced players. I noticed Ramsfeld the other day was very, very quick when he was playing his games, and it's because they're used to playing against the clock all the time. They're automatically speeding up. The junior teams, the younger teams, were always the slowest because they were less confident in what they're doing, took more time to think about it, but weren't used to playing against the clock.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's definitely a skill, and particularly where it's routine shots and you know the drill.
Yeah.
Being ready, you don't need to hang around.
Save yourself time.
But just banking
Bank your
time. That's
yeah.
right. That's right. It's easily went the other way that time, hit and rolled out. A chance for Lucas Klima to really put some separation between these two.
There he goes, looking for a tee-high drop. Out turn. Level them off.
Yeah, make it as difficult as possible.
Top of the 4 foot weight would be ideal.
So got the running.
He wants to make sure he gets there. He doesn't want to be short here because that will give them the chance. Has he got enough weight to get there? No, he hasn't.
No,
he just wants to nose hit this and stay there. All of a sudden the blank is back on again.
Yeah, definitely on now. You don't want to say you could put that anywhere, but you could really have put that anywhere.
That was a slack shot. Swept out of hand, they couldn't have done any more than that, it was just light away.
Yeah, just looking to square those 2 reds up and made this.
Marco Hefty wants to make sure he stays here. He doesn't want to roll out of the rings because it will give him a free draw in behind the guard, make the blank more difficult.
Again, just wanting to hold this one. If this starts to pull, I'm not sure that they can keep this yellow one in the rings after contact.
Oh my goodness.
So the blank is definitely not on now.
I feel pretty bad now saying he was the star player. The first game we watched, he made a shot about 90-odd%. Today he's just a bit of tension out there.
Yeah, just pulled the string on that one. Maybe let it go. Over curled. So now chance again for Klima. Doesn't need to be too cute round this guard. Just needs to be in really.
Anywhere half in behind the red, and he's making it a force. We can't guarantee that with Iseli though, because they've had a few shots we thought were going to be relatively routine that have turned out to be a challenge for them. Goes.
Yeah, it seems to have thrown this one a little better weight. Sweepers are
indicating it's got to slow down a bit.
Guiding this one down. Just by itself. Leaves the button open. That's the best he could have done.
Drawing to the 5 foot circle. Hefty looking to make amends for his first shot.
Yeah, missed his last couple to allow the steal. One of them was pretty tricky. Last stone. Marco Hefty needs to hit all of the 4 foot. Score a point to tie up the game.
Super's just on off. They're quite happy with it.
Just watching this one just to make sure, but brushes are raised. It's going to be a 1 point score for Team Iseli. So as we go into the last end, it'll be 4-all, and Lucas Klima will have the hammer. So easily needing the steel. We'll try and junk this up as much as he can.
Yep. One long, one short is a normal call on this one.
So, starting with the long one.
Isn't too long. Is he going to go over that line? Just, I think. Yep.
Yeah, walking
Crawls
away
over. Doesn't get onto the. Doesn't go onto the centre line, which means that Team Klima can try the tick shot here.
Yeah, try and push this over to the side. This is quite difficult to ice, David, because you don't normally give ice this quite this far out. See, this stone does not have a lot of running to do.
The idea being to move it off the centre area to the corners to open up.
Yeah, just take one of the threats away. So it looks good for line.
Going to get it pretty fine.
How much of the yellow does he get? Looks ideal shot. So it's moved over to the side.
Absolutely perfect shot.
Does not hit. That yellow does not hit the sidelines. The red one does though. So
6 out of 5, I would say there.
that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Iseli's supers are pretty casual on the first shot there for Francini's guard. You know, they didn't sweep it a lot until the end. They're a bit lazy. They could have given a bit more effort to get it down there, I think.
Just finding it was so short, just never had enough time to curl back to the middle. This one looks a whole pile better. Still got to touch the centre tape though, otherwise Klima can go at the tick again.
Yeah, made it.
So electing to go in behind this centre cover.
Doesn't want to go behind the T line here, Al.
No. Okay, so
Not what he was after.
no, it's running just a little hot there, isn't it? But
Easily going to. Oh, he's going to come in,
in
is he?
now.
I thought he'd go for another guard, but anyway.
Yeah, I think you can sometimes see the tactics there when you put one to the wing that you were not going to peel the guards towards.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be behind the tee, which he has done, so Team Iseli's got a wee opportunity here, get a good freeze on. Klima will then start peeling the guards, but he's got to be right in the freezing against them.
So just touching top 12 by the looks of it. The supers are up now. Got a long way short and
Not what he was after.
ended up in a spot where guard can be used to remove that. Perfect stone, both yellows disappear, rolls off to the corner.
Took the opportunity when it was there. So if the end goes to form, then it should at some point leave Marco Hefty a freeze against that one, but it's a long way to go.
Yeah, I think
Because Klima will be looking for a double at some point.
yeah, if he'd like to think that even just pushes it another stone deeper would be better than where it is right now. The guard looks right in line, so this will just be a clean peel.
She does well.
Yep, so into third stones. I think probably take 2 more guards at least.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what happens once you get down to the last two stones for each player to see whether who's going to, if Klima decides to go with it and double guard it rather than coming in.
Never used to like seeing just peel the guards because it was a horrible shot to play. Not my strong suit. You and Pete Smith in your team, you were sorted.
He got lots of practice, Alan. I missed. He took the doubles.
You can only make a double if the first one's been missed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Made him look good. So Jan Iseli is his last stone of the end, coming down through another guard up, looking for cover.
Just trying to keep an eye on the other game that matters in this group between Muirhead and Waddle. Muirhead now 1 down, but with the hammer playing 8. Would go to an extra end if it was peel.
Yep.
Yeah, extra ends. Yeah.
Working this one hard. Wants to get it rolling away.
Oh, that's a big mistake.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Iseli has a huge chance here now to come right onto the button, get to that red stone, freeze it with backing and cover. Alan, it's the dream ticket for him if he can make this shot.
Yeah, the red stone there is approximately 1 stone behind the tee, so if he can freeze in it, there's absolutely nowhere for the frozen stone to go. This is a chance, a real chance here.
Marco Hefty, his first stone, the final end, trying to come around the guard and freeze the one on the button.
Freeze is optimal, but move it half.
Lots of room just now. Now it starts to curl.
Here it comes now. That red is just on the other side of the centre line.
Beautiful shot. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, just come off the nose a little bit, I guess, would be the only criticism. So can be moved if required and open up that button again. Can't see much of it past that long guard.
Seeing a bit of it, but not a huge amount. He's got to get this very, very close to the guard when he comes past. Doesn't want to pick his own one out.
Yeah, it's high at the moment. If this stays the other side of the centre tape, I think.
He's working it hard to get it across. Can he get it across far enough to touch it?
Oh! Could not have been any closer.
Must have missed that by millimetres now.
Now he's in trouble. Where would you put this one? Do you want a long guard? Do you want to just leave Klima the button?
Well, only to score a 1, so you're really trying to stop him getting at the button.
I'm talking about bringing it right in. I think they can afford to be right out the rings.
Yeah, I would agree. Alan, to just under cover, no more cutting the centre line at top of the 8 foot.
He's already got cover in one hand.
If you bring it up too far, you're not changing a shot. It doesn't detract from it at all.
Unless you think you can absolutely land this flush on the nose.
But it still means he's got the side of the button to draw. You know, you're not changing it. That's what I'm saying. If you go to send, up the top there and block his draw, on top of the 12 foot even would be good.
Yeah, very difficult to come round that out turn and chip that one away.
If you sat top of the 12 foot to the right of the centre line, you can't get run back and lie.
No, he's playing the run back for extra end.
Exactly. Well, obviously it's a tough draw trying to draw the edge of the button, but it's... So here it comes on the in turn.
Yeah, so thinking top 12, anything deeper than that gives them the chance to bail out and lie.
Doesn't want it to draw too much there, I'd be inclined to stop there, but... He's looking at playing the yellow across the face of the yellow on the button.
And hold the red for shot.
It's not easy. I don't know why they swept that quite as far. A metre short in that line was quite good because it meant it was a tough shot though.
This is tough. If you're going to play the running away stroke shot at it, you're going to slash the yellow down to the low side of the second one. By that point it's running out a lot of steam. How far would the hit stone go compared to where your runner's going?
Can the played stone remain in play would be the challenge.
Yeah.
And get the one on the button back out of play.
You have to play this.
He can't afford to come, he's going to go for it.
Coming down this. So
he's taking a wee bit of ice. He must be playing a control weight, I think,
control weight,
the face of that.
3/4 weight, just get down.
If we look from behind, the camera from behind would see the guard and would see what the line is going down the ice there, because I don't think he can see enough to get to the inside of it. No chance. It's going to be across the face here.
Yeah, come too tight to the guard, the hit stone would lock. But to get this enough angle to get the pace to split both yellows. The stone's in play. Last stone off probably the match unless he blanks, so contact is all important. Red goes to yellow. It feathers the guard. It was too difficult. Easily steal. Caught the guard. That was the number one thing you couldn't afford to do. Feathered the guard easily.
You actually wonder if he was trying to get inside the arm. When you see that weight in the line he was on, he was so tight the guard, because to be hit it on the top side and the high side, he had to be way wider than that.
Yeah, quite possibly. I suppose Klima didn't have much to play for in terms of the context of the competition, but easily steals 8th. They win the game 6-4, and now they have to watch the Muirhead-Waddle game come to its climax, and it looks like Muirhead is going to have a skinny-ish double for the match.